Hey, this time the Quick Speed Shop. I'm on location in Batavia, New York. We're viewing the rocket car. It's been painted since last year, and I forgot to do an update video on it with the new paint. So here I am with the rocket car. Let's check it out right now. I'm a professional. Don't try this at home. Alright, welcome back to the Quick Speed Shop. If you haven't seen the series on the Thomas rocket car or want to know what this is a completely handmade car made in Genesee County, New York, in Batavia, New York by Charles Thomas in 1938, roughly. This car was designed when he was at the GM Mechanics Institute in 1935. He came up with the complete design, and then when he returned to Batavia, he built this car in his home garage a mile or two from here. This car is completely hand-fabricated, four-wheel independent suspension, unibody construction, full belly pan, periscope on the roof, hydraulic brakes, padded dashboard, flush fit fenders, full wheel skirts, aerodynamic, and it was all built here in Batavia in 1938. So the story on this car is, after Charles Thomas designed it, he tried to shop it around to the big three cars manufacturers, but of course World War II, starting in 1941, happened, and they weren't interested in buying the technology then. And so he drove it with his family up into about 1950 or so. The story goes that it was trying to cross some train tracks and it stalled, and his wife was driving it, and she told him to get rid of it. And it was sold and ended up in a junkyard west of here, where it was discovered in the late 70s. Pretty rusty and stuck in a barn. They actually, when it was in the junkyard, they started cutting it up to get the engine out. This driver's side fender was cut. The car was very, very rusty when it was saved. And a group of guys, including Dick Moore, who unfortunately just passed away last week. He was mid-90s, I believe he was, but he lived out in Michigan. But he saw this car as a kid and recognized it when it was saved, and they put together a coalition to get this car restored. I saw it, had it been like 4 or 5 years ago now, at the local truck show, and it had just been sandblasted, but the bottom 12 inches of the car was missing. It was very, very rough. If you go into the rocket car series I have on my channel, you can see right at the beginning and the end all the sheet metal work I did. Some of my first videos I did was on this car. The quality's not the best video-wise, but I did a lot of videos on all the fabrication. I did completely rebuilt the entire car on the bottom 12 inches from the firewall back, including the entire trunk, wheel wells, rocker panels, the entire floor section, the belly pan, the tail pan, some work up in the firewall, fixing the bottom of the doors, completely redid about 12 inches of the bottom of the car, hand fabricated by me at my shop. I've got 320 hours worth of metal work in this car, so it was a lot. It was a big project, it took a lot of time. Fast forward a couple of years, it's here at Old World Collision. It's been painted, and it's waiting to get the final piece of the puzzle to put it together. Unfortunately, with Dick passing away, things are a little bit on hold, but we'd like to get this thing assembled, get it running and wired, and put the interior in it so it can be on display in local museums and things like that. It might go to the AACA Museum in Hershey for a while, maybe up at the Pierce Arrow Museum in Buffalo. Not sure yet, but it's going to be on display hopefully later this year here in Genesee County. So here's the rocket car. You can see it's a very sleek design. The hood stands out for the radiator, but this is all Charles Thomas's design. This is the original color on the car. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's a one-of-a-kind car that had tons of features that you're not going to see. You didn't see on cars until the 1950s. Like the dual master cylinder, you didn't see that until almost the 60s. Padded dashboards didn't show up to the 50s. Four-wheel independent suspension, very few cars had that. Hydraulic brakes, flush fit fenders. I wish I could get to the back of the car right now, it's kind of tough. But if you go back to my videos, you'll see the back There's a slit, like lucite taillights with chrome trim. They were flush fit. That was unheard of in 1938 when this car was being built. The periscope, which uses 2 mirrors to act as a backup camera that every car has now. Charles Thomas put that in, and because you can't see out the slope of the back window of this car, you would look up and there'd be 2 mirrors, like a periscope from an army tank, and it would look out the back, and that was your reverse camera. Very ingenious. The way the linkages are set up on this thing, the way he took the suspension and parts that he could find and built this one-of-a-kind car. It's very, very interesting. You'll never see anything like this before, and it's just a little gem here in Genesee County, New York. And hopefully the thing will be getting done here soon and be on display so everyone can see it. But this car has come a long, long way from when it was dragged out of a barn, completely rusted out, cut up, pretty much junk. And a lot of people put a lot of money and time into it. And hopefully the rocket car will be done here soon and on display so more people can see it. So let's take a look at the car, a little bit up, closer look at it, and then, yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to open the hood. Holy moly, this thing weighs a ton! Ah. There it is. I'm going to have to get something to hold this up because this hood weighs a ton and there's no springs on it right now. I believe it must have had some kind of spring, or maybe it didn't, but this is the original rocket car hood with all its heavy fabrication glory. Let me get something to put under this. Hold on a second. Originally this car probably would have had like a 35 or 36 Ford flathead. This is a 40 model with the crank-driven fan. And you see the 3-speed Ford transmission in the back. This linkage here actually shifts the car through the dashboard. There's a handheld unit I'll show you in a minute, but it uses a swivel mechanism off the dash to shift the 3-speed transmission. We've got the independent front suspension with the A-arms way back there with the coil springs, down to Ford I-beams cut into like a axle knuckle. Hydraulic GM brakes. It's got hydraulic brake drum brakes on it, which when this car was designed, Ford was still using mechanical brakes. The steering, you'll see there's 2 tie rods, 1 on each wheel, and they go back to a balance bar back there by the transmission. And it steers kind of like a tractor with 2 tie rods, 1 running each wheel. So it's got fully independent front suspension, hydraulic brakes, hydraulic shock absorbers. It's got a dual master cylinder setup with a balance bar, so if you lost either front or rear brake pressure, the car would not crash. It's something unheard of back in the late 30s. And this car is here. The radiator still needs to be installed. It stands up in the hood. That's why the hood sticks out so far, because the radiator, you can see the engine's mounted quite a ways forward of the front suspension. But this is the under hood action of the Thomas rocket car. We'll take a look inside the car. It's kind of dark here, I know, but most of the interior is laying in the car. The seats have been recovered. The original interior colors are being reused, which is, if you can believe it, blue, orange, and gray. The headliner has been installed. Here, the gray headliner. You got some gray panels. These go up along the edge here with the dome lights and stuff. The seats are blue, and I believe there's some orange piping that goes on the door panels and such, but the interior is mostly installed here. On the dash, you can see the shifter handle I was talking about. Oh, the light's in your eyes here. It's gets a chrome knob on it eventually. The dash is also covered in vinyl. Right now it's just in as found condition metal-wise, but the dash is padded and wrapped in vinyl. You can see the shape of the doors here. This is all completely custom. On the roof is the hole for the periscope that looks backwards. It's got a unit that bolts on here and has 2 mirrors to look backwards, and the radio antenna is also used there. But the glass goes in here, flush fit glass. It's going to be hard to tell, but the car has complete full belly pan underneath it. We're looking underneath the car now. You see the Ford axles cut off here and made into mounts that mount to the A-arms. And everything is pretty flat for fuel economy. There's a full belly pan that I fabricated all the way back. If you watch the rocket car videos, you can see the process on making that. This car has full fender skirts, front and rear, hideaway fender skirts. The tires, which are wide 5 forward wheels with 616 series tires, they turn inside the fender skirts. There's fender skirts front and rear. This is the original color of the car, this maroon color. We found it on the door jambs and we redid the body work. The car had been painted bright red in about 1940. and that's what was found in when it was found in the 70s. It had faded red on it, but this maroon color is as close as we get to the original color as possible. So this is what the car would have looked like when it was brand new, coming out of Batavia, New York in 1938. This car's got all brand new trim on it. This is replacement trim. The original trim was damaged beyond repair, but this is pretty much the way the car looked. There will be bumpers, chrome bumpers going on here, the headlights, there's driving lights that go in here. Now just by happenstance, somebody in Europe made a 1/25th scale rocket car, and we found these. They had a limited run on eBay for a little while, or online somewhere. Dick got one, I got one. But here's what the car would have looked like in 1940 with the red paint job that was on the car when it was discovered. You can see the chrome bumpers on the front, the driving lights. There's the periscope that goes on the roof to look back with the radio antenna. The rear bumper, the rear tail lights in the body with the stainless steel or chrome trim going down the side around the tail lights. And pretty much this is what the car looked like in 1940. The interior is the wrong color. They have a light gray interior in the color. You'll see that the interior is a combination of blue and gray and a little bit of orange on the inside. But this is what the car looked like in 1940 when it was repainted bright red. Here's Charles Thomas with his wife in the rocket car, probably in the mid-1940s. Here's Mr. Thomas on the inside of the car. You can see the banjo wheel, the shifter on the dash here, the padded dashboard. He's enjoying the inside of the rocket car right there. So here it is, Thomas rocket car. Thanks for watching. Go back in my rocket car series and you can see all the bodywork videos of this, all the sheet metal work I did on it. And hopefully, like I said, it'll be done here. Hopefully this year, get the thing out so people can enjoy it. But I want to do a quick video, just come over here and take a look at it, see what it looks like with the paint on it. It's a little bit dusty, but the paint's really nice. The car looks great. And it's got wide white wall tires on it, and it's going to present nice when the rest of the interior is put in, the glass and the bumpers. This car will really present nice in a nice museum setting. Hopefully they're going to try to get it running so maybe it can be driven in local parades and stuff like that. But here it is, the Thomas rocket car, one of a kind, built in Batavia, New York, about 1938 by Charles Thomas. And thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see this thing done soon. So stay tuned for more information on the rocket car right here at the Quick Speed Shop. Now I need absolute silence. I'm going to be over here talking to myself.
What's that?
I'm going to be over here talking to myself. Don't be scared.
Yeah, no, okay. You see this oil pump here?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys have it.
For this time at the Quick Speed Shop, I'm on the road. I'm here with the Thomas rocket car. I did the metal work on the bottom of this car about 4 years ago on my channel. I got the rocket car review series up here if you want to. For this time at the Quick Speed Shop, I'm on the road here. I'm with the Thomas rocket car. And if you've seen the build series on this car, I did the metal work on the bottom of it about 4 years ago. It was extremely rusty. I've got a whole playlist of repair work I did on this car. Or this time at the Quick Speed Shop, I'm on the road. I'm here with the Thomas rocket car. I did all the sheet metal work, restoration on the bottom of this car about 4 years ago. I've got a build series on the channel if you want to see the metal work. But I'm here to show you the paint job. It's painted the original maroon that was put on it in 1938. And we're going to take a closer look at it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the car, and we're going to look under the hood and see it's kind of wedged in here a little bit. But we're going to take a look at it, show you some of the cool features, and hopefully this thing will be fully restored here soon and everybody will get to see it out. So let's take a time. Or this time at the Quick Speed Shop, I'm on the road with the Thomas rocket car here. I got a this time at the Quick Speed Shop, I'm on the road. I'm here with the Thomas rocket car. I've got a build series on this. I did most of the metal restoration underneath the bottom of this car. This is a completely hand-formed, one-of-a-kind car that was built in Batavia, New York in 1938. And it's painted now. I wanted to show you the paint job. and we'll talk about some of the features of the car. We'll take a look around what we can see. It's a little tight in here right now, but we'll take a look at it. If you want to look at the build series, you can look on the channel there. I'll put it up top, and let's take a head. Damn it. Or this side of the Quick Speed Shop. I'm on the road here. I got the Thomas rocket car. I did all the metal work restoration on the bottom of this car about 4 years ago. There's a playlist on my channel. You can check out all the rocket car videos. But we're here with the car that Charles Thomas built in 1938 in Batavia, New York. This is a one-of-a-kind car, only one of one, and it has a lot of neat features. It's painted the original maroon from 1938. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to show you the car, talk about it, and show you some of the features, and we're going to start right now.